Good evening. I'm Cheryl Mercedes. We begin with the devastation across 6 states. At least 30 tornadoes carving a disastrous path. Kentucky, one of the states hit hard. More than 80 people are feared dead there. But help is on the way from Texas. Governor Abbott tweeting this morning that he has authorized Texas Task Force 1 to assist in recovery efforts there. Most of the deaths and damage in Kentucky happened in the city of Mayfield. That's where we find reporter David Begnaud tonight.
The level of devastation is unlike anything I have ever seen.
That is Kentucky's Governor Andy Beshear talking about the tornado that was on the ground for more than 200 miles. It wiped out entire communities. This is downtown Mayfield, Kentucky, in the southwestern part of the state. Rubble. Nearby at a candle factory, more than 100 people were working when the tornado hit. It's flattened. Kiana Parsons Perez was trapped under the debris there, and she was streaming live on Facebook.
This is the water fountain. It's on me, along with the wall.
She was one of 40 people rescued from there.
We had to, at times, crawl over casualties to get to live victims.
By daylight, the search intensified. Excavators were brought in to dig through the wreckage. Among the missing is the mother of Paige Tingle's fiancé.
I just want her safe. I want her alive, and I want her home.
To Monette, Arkansas now. More destruction because of another tornado. This nursing home was torn apart. Storms left more than a 140-mile path of destruction across the state of Tennessee. Homes were leveled. Back here in Kentucky, search and rescue efforts continue right now. A woman who worked inside of that candle factory came up to us this evening and told us what happened as the tornado bared down on the building and it started to collapse. She used the light on her iPhone and was crawling over the bodies of her co-workers who had died. As she saw a hole, went through it, and was able to get away to safety. One of 40 people rescued from inside that factory. David Begnaud, CBS News.
It's been about 24 hours since those tornadoes hit, and relief groups here are scrambling to get help to those impacted. Here's our Zach Tawatari.
Cheryl, they say this period right after catastrophic damage is critical. I spoke with 2 groups who've been part of multiple relief efforts for hurricanes, and they're mobilizing as fast as they can. The devastation can only be described as indescribable.
It's just heartbreak.
Just a day after tornadoes slammed into parts of the central U.S., relief groups like the United Cajun Navy are working around the clock to get into position and help devastated communities.
There's a gap that from the weather event to when the cavalry really shows up, and that's the hole that we try to fill, getting people emergency supplies like tarps, water, clothing, hygiene supplies is very important.
The nonprofit understands the urgency of this situation, assisting in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey in 2017 and more recently Hurricane Ida in their home state of Louisiana.
Was it even a question that you guys were going to help out in any way you could?
It's never a question, you know, and there's always some kind of familial relationship, no matter what happens or where it happens. I noticed that the 4 or 6 states or so that were affected by these tornadoes, after Hurricane Ida just a few months ago, we received donations from every single one of those states.
Another relief organization, Crowdsource Rescue, is based in Houston and was started during Harvey. In 5 years, they've rescued over 60,000 people. Right now, they say working to help first responders who could be overwhelmed is critical to saving lives.
Particularly in these major storms, no one single agency is ever going to be able to handle it all on their own. And then on the other hand, you have lots of qualified volunteers who are able to help.
And as the recovery continues on a long road ahead, these groups are racing to be there for their neighbors to the north.
You know, the area is never going to quite be the same. It's going to be weeks of response and then years of recovery.
Now, both of these organizations are already in action. Crowdsource is doing wellness checks, and the United Cajun Navy plans to have trucks with wheels down by tomorrow to set up point of distribution sites. For more information, visit khou.com. Cheryl?
Thank you so much, Zach. We'll also on khou.com have the latest on the impact of those storms and recovery efforts.